leadership. He doesn't even know what to call himself, so he called himself Mr. Persistent. Well, I call him more than that. I call him Mr. Persistent, persistently for 4 years, trying to get me on this ship. And eventually, I was convinced, not only by talking to him, but also by speaking to people outside of this island who recognize him as the leader to sustain our one-pillar economy here, and that is none other than Mr. Theo Heiliger. And I think that this country, on a whole, needs to recognize this. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the crossroads right now. Why? Because as a people, we have taken ourselves there to the point where people are beginning to doubt whether we could be united. Well, this is what this party stands for. And as the blessings are coming down now, I know we don't have no overhang on this building, but try to get yourself to the wall or whatever. But I want to tell you that this meeting continues. It continues because we are here prematurely.
I have it, but leave it home.
But this team of 23 people here are out to expand our maturity to the point where we are going to go out in the gutters. It's not going to be a carnival affair this time. It's going to be going out to every nook and cranny of this society and tell them that we need stability in this country. We need to be united, and the only place to be united is under United People's Party. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, my main focus here is healthcare. I want to tell you that I am not alone this time. You heard them talk about a lady who's very trustworthy. I think she's number 19 on our slate, Miss Trustful. She is on the medical, she is also on the health team. But that's not all. We have the gentleman who just came up here, slightly taller than I am. No one else but Mr. Cornelius de Weaver, who has been a minister here for 4 years. He is on the health and medical team. And I, as the old fellow, going to join and support them and give them all of the support so that when I'm no more here, they can continue the work. We are going to bring the healthcare that is needed to this country. Aren't you sick and tired of hearing people coming back to this island in boxer? Aren't you tired of the service that you're getting at this present moment? And I don't want to talk about the people who, you know, are serving us there. We're talking about putting down grounded policies that would ensure that our elderly, those who are young, and those who are coming get the health care that's necessary. Yep. And so follow us as we go out into the community, and we will give you the details of what we intend to do so that you will be satisfied, but not only satisfied, but confident that this group can give you the type of leadership that you need. There are many other hygienic issues, but we're not going to talk about them tonight. I am just thankful to be here, and I'm just thankful for you turning out. I want all of you to go out and do your part, just like these 23 members here. And surely we will be successful, but not only successful, we will get enough votes to be able to have and maintain a stable government that will be respected worldwide. That's what we need. Thank you very much.
Of the Parliament of St. Martin of June 30th, 2011, that a motion presented by Member of Parliament Petrus Leroy de Weaver with respect to the need to improve existing timeshare consumer protection legislation and to create a regulatory body to monitor the timeshare industry was unanimously passed by the Parliament of St. Martin. Pursuant to said motion, the Parliament requested the services of Professor Jan de Boer, as mentioned, member of the Joint Court of Justice and of the Constitutional Court of St. Martin, for the preparation of proposed changes to the legislation in line with the concerns of Parliament as addressed in their motion, with instructions to consult industry stakeholders in the process of preparation of such proposed changes. Upon Professor de Boer's consultation with the St. Martin Timeshare Association, hereinafter referred to as the Association, in July of 2011, Professor de Boer requested a draft of such proposed changes from the Association. In August 2011, the Association convened an all-members meeting to discuss Professor de Boer's request, and the American Resort Development Association Caribbean Committee, ARDA Caribbean for short, was invited and participated in said meeting. The association proposed to establish a committee of international experts on timeshare legislation. An ARDA Caribbean SMTA legislative committee was created, including Corporate Council of International Exchange Companies, RCI, and Interval International, SMTA stakeholders, and other legal experts from the membership of ARDA Caribbean with vast experience in representing government regulatory agencies, timeshare consumers, and the timeshare industry. The ARDA Caribbean SMTA Legislative Committee convened on September the 9th, 2011. The committee established the objective of bringing the St. Martin revised timeshare legislation in line with current standards prevalent in the United States and Europe. The committee prepared an agenda, organized subcommittees, produced drafts of the proposed revised timeshare legislation, and discussed such committee drafts in regularly scheduled weekly teleconferences. Regular updates and consultations were presented to Professor de Boer throughout the process. And following Professor de Boer's initial review of the proposed timeshare legislation submitted by aforementioned committee, a meeting of Professor de Boer and committee representatives was held in St. Martin in early May of 2012.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy saving products. Save some green with NVGEB.
Life is a journey full of connections. You're in safe hands even when life starts too soon. You don't have to miss a single beat. When a bad hair day makes you sad, just sharing can bring you joy and more to come. They take the plunge, turn fear into faith, while you capture those beautiful moments. In the game of life, it's family that counts. They'll be there even when you lose. We all have our moments of reflection and hope. And when you feel you're losing everything in life, we're there because there's more to come. When life starts too soon, you don't have to miss a single beat. We're here to connect you and share life. Telcel, when you want more.
Following the announcement by the tax office, it was a public announcement in the papers for foundations and associations to file as far as the law on profit tax is concerned. Having taken note of that notice as it appeared by the tax inspectorate, I immediately contacted the Minister of Finance regarding that. My reason for doing that at the time had to do with the fact, and I mentioned this, that there are so many foundations and associations on St. Martin that have as their objective a charitable objective, that have a charitable objective as their purpose of existence. And I also know that many persons are involved in these different associations and foundations, and I felt it was necessary for the tax inspectorate to give information and elucidation to the persons who would be involved and who would be affected by this decision. I know and I admit that the tax office did start with information sessions. However, in further discussions with the Minister of Finance, it became apparent that because of a change to the law on profit tax, having to do especially with trust offices and the like, this part of association and foundations was inadvertently included in the change to the law in 2014. And the Tax Foundation Committee is one of the institutions that I learned who also raised questions to the Minister of Finance. All in all, I have the assurance of the Minister of Finance that a change will be proposed to the law on profit tax so that it is clear that foundations and associations that don't have a business aspect, that don't have the nature of business, that they will not be included in this particular part of the law that was aimed specifically at trust offices. So I hope I got the assurance from the minister, and I hope that this particular change, reverting the situation to back before April 2014, I expect to get that change from government as soon as possible so that it can be handled in Parliament.
Bob, I can understand why you're parking so carefully. Of course, when you can get 80% discount on your Be Sure car insurance. But that's overdoing it, Bob.
Are you be sure? Be sure.
Yeah! Oh my, what an inventory list, and so unnecessary. But wait, your home contents are all insured by Be Sure. That means that you determine the amount you want to insure. No inventory list, no hassle.
Are you be sure? Be sure.
These are the doors that never close. These are the hands that make a difference. These are the walls that could tell countless stories of helping and healing, of storms weathered, of change and growth, of a place where life begins, where hearts are mended, and where hope grows stronger. For more than a quarter of a century, the physicians, medical professionals, and staff of St. Martin Medical Center have combined advanced medical technology and compassionate care to bring a world of medicine to our friends, neighbors, and visitors to the island of St. Martin we all call home. As proud as we are of what we have accomplished, we believe there is still much work to do to continue a proud tradition of providing everyone in our community with the latest technology, the best medicine, and the most exceptional care. St. Martin Medical Center, celebrating 25 years of serving, caring, healing.
I start by saying that I'm very proud, and it's a privilege to me to be standing here in St. Martin for the certification of a brand new canine unit, a Justice canine unit. We started 5 weeks ago by selecting and purchasing the dogs in the Netherlands, and after that we started working here on the island for 4 weeks, unbelievably hard. Every day all the selected people in the canine unit showed a lot of dedication, they showed a lot of eager to learn the job, and I'm really proud that I was able to work with these people and with these dogs. Although the dogs look like pets, you're going to see them in a couple of minutes, and I know that a lot of people will think that they are very tutu, as we say on Aruba, but believe me, they are crime fighters. They are really strong crime fighters, and they will be, a problem for people that have bad things in mind for St. Martin. All the dogs are trained on narcotics and on firearms and ammunition, and one dog specifically for the prison is trained on narcotics and cell phones. Cell phones, as we all know, is a major problem in penitentiary environments. So I think it's a good thing that one of these dogs is also capable of searching for cell phones. One of the things that I admired in St. Martin when we started is that all the members of the canine unit can be used in all the participating organizations. What I mean is that all the members of the canine unit are or sworn police officers, or they are sworn as a buitengewoon agent van politie. Which means, for instance, that the prison guard with his dog can do a search for the OM or for RST, for the police. Police officers can do a search in prison, for instance, during visita. And the customs can also work for police, prison. I think that's really a strong part of this canine unit, that they are, you can use them in all the organizations. Compliments for that. Also the fact that St. Martin is doing the work with the same standards as Aruba is also something that is really special, because it means that, for instance, when there is a big action on Aruba, dogs and handlers easily can go to that island, to that other country and work there, because we know that the same standards are used on St. Martin as on Aruba, and also the other way around. On a personal note, the hospitality that I experienced here on St. Martin is tremendous. I want to thank the excellence, but I also want to thank the Chief of Police for the way they treated me. Nothing was too much. All the things that we needed for the training was there, and I'm really very happy with that, and I want to thank you for that.
The great thing about being a part of building St. Martin and building a police force is the recognition of those people who really want to help you. And I want to thank especially the colleagues from Aruba, the minister from Aruba. And when I say the colleagues from Aruba, I have a daily contact with the chief of police in Aruba and also the chief of police in Curacao. We speak about a lot of things daily. And there's always willingness to help St. Martin. And it's great that we recognize that willingness and make use of it. 2 weeks back, I saw in a newspaper, someone said, there is no progress in St. Martin. There is no progress in the prison, there is no progress in the police force. Well, this is actually one of the examples of progress. It starts with heads of department coming together and say we can work together. It starts with ministers talking to each other and say we can do this together. And in this case, the minister in Aruba and the minister in St. Martin. We can do this together. And then you get great people like Mr. Van Enden, who is super dedicated to what he does. And then we get also the youngsters who are super eager to learn. Then I ask myself, how can someone say there is no progress? Just want us to go back to the story. Maybe we should learn how to recognize progress. I think I should stop here. I want to start with saying a special thanks to the Chamber of Ministers of St. Martin, the Minister of Justice, who believed in this project when he wrote it, who believed in the project, approved it, and also decided to approach the Minister of Aruba, and who also approved Mr. Valin coming to help us. A while ago I heard Mr. Valin saying nothing was too much. Actually, he didn't ask for much. He only worked. He gave a great example to the new handlers. And I think this example, we'll use it for days to come. As department heads, we're going to be working together. That's the first step. It's going to be something efficient. A search now in the prison won't take 5 hours. It will take 2.5. And that means automatically you get other effects of less overtime and other things.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
that you were going to try to have a team in place to actually control the spending on each ministry on a more maybe monthly or quite often, in order to make sure that the ministries stays in line with the monies that were allocated to them. Has that been done, and how is it going?
It's going well. In fact, we've spent less than has been projected because of that. So if the figures show that to date we've spent 9 million guilders less than was projected in the budget, and that helps to reduce the shortfall as far as revenue is concerned for 2016.
I think today the canine dogs are being certified. A building is going to be, the name of the building is going to be unveiled. We went last week to opening of the shooting range and the lab and so forth. Do you think that the ministry will have enough money to get these things up and running, and the dogs being protected and they're not being killed, by other dogs or anything like that? Do we have enough money for that?
I don't run all the ministries. The Minister of Justice, as far as that is concerned, is the man who manages what monies he has and what he can do with those monies. So I would suggest that you put that question to him as opposed to me. I cannot answer that at this point in time. I don't have the information.